We are back with an update on the 1959 Ken-Craft Renovation. Now that I finally got all the demo done and everything out, this creepy girl came in with her multi-tool and started just hacking at things. I swear I do have a plan, but I do understand that it looks like I'm just really cutting a lot away. But I'm not. Remember that old furnace that I took out? This is the remainder of that area, along with the fridge that did not come with this trailer. So I am taking out this entire section so that I can make more countertop space. And let me tell you, they just do not make them like they used to. I was whacking at this thing forever. The frustration is all over my face. But after quite some time, I finally did get all of these big, huge pieces out. And then we moved on to the outside where Chad took all the butyl off of the exhaust fan that was right there, pulled it out, but we did end up leaving a big hole. So we're gonna alter it and put it back. And then I moved on to remove the remainder of the top pieces. I was trying to not damage the top, which I ended up having the last laugh there. Now that those pieces all cleared out, I started making this space pretty again. So I took some leftover beadboard that I had laying around and notched it out to fit on this side wall that I am keeping. Once that was secured in place, I realized that I needed to go and get my countertops in order to move on to the next portion of this build. So we made the trip to get the butcher block, but don't let this guy fool you. He did not need all the muscle he was bringing to the table. These are lightweight, so don't come at me. Honestly, most of the countertop gets cut out anyway, so we took it home, put it on our panel saw, and at least cut it to length using this. And then once we brought it into the camper, I realized that I still had yet to repair the back wall. So I moved on to cutting some 1/4-inch plywood so that I could fit that on that back wall, which would then allow me to measure for my depth of the countertop. I added a couple 1x2 supports for studs and then used my brad nailer to secure this board to the back wall. I'm telling you, one thing leads to another in these camper renovations, and there's always another step you have to do before going back to the original step, which was this: cutting the countertops. So I finally got them cut down, and I think I'm leaving them all this length, and notched out this back corner, slid it in, fit like a glove, and then I moved on to the fireplace I was gonna be adding. The existing hole was from the furnace that we removed, so I had to make a little bit of alterations, and then I covered up all the destruction with more leftover beadboard that I had, cut out the actual hole of the fireplace, and then held it up to make sure it was gonna fit, but decided I did need to add a couple more supports, so I did that, and then I glued and brad nailed it in place. And then because I can't wait, here's a little sneak peek of what it's gonna be looking like. It's gonna be so good once it actually has power and can turn on. But before we get there, we had to go back on the other side of that wall and remove the rest of this bottom drawer because my fridge is gonna be going there. And then I did all the prep work for paint, which is the absolute worst, but has to be done. And then we started painting this beautiful creamy white, which I know is not crazy exciting, but I promise it's gonna be worth it in the end. So keep following along to see the rest that's coming for this space, along with the awesome backsplash I have planned and this little bump out. I am determined to make this work.